be honest with you. Are you talking about the young American family that's from Texas that's working in the Ford for Apple or Dell or HSBC, Citibank? Is that who you're saying when you talk about expats? Or are you talking about the Koreans that are in Baguio learning English? They're expats. Are we talking about the Nigerians that go to school in Old Manila at med school? They're expats. Are we talking about Fijians that live in Cebu that are going to school down there? Or are we talking, I mean, what, expat is a very broad term. Because, I mean, anything from, you got your young students, that, a lot of Africans, by the way, and to, you got the old pervert guys. And I really think that's what you mean. Because I don't have any real issues with the Koreans learning English in Baguio. Never had a problem with Koreans, ever. Okay? Never had a problem with the Nigerians that are med students here. Never had a problem with the people over at the fort. You know, the young families. So, you know, I don't really have a problem with most expats. The problem is this, in this very small niche of the expats, there are the old guys that come over here to womanize. Okay? So, first of all, to really answer that question, you have to understand that most of the issue is, it's this very small niche of the expat community. We want to call it that. Because, as I said, the Koreans actually, on arrivals, outnumber the Americans. Okay? I'm not quite sure how, but they do, Boracay. Okay? So, you know what? There's a large segment of Koreans here. Never had a problem with them, ever. Some of the nicest people. Okay? Never had a problem with the med students. The Nigerians, the Jamaicans, a lot of Africans. We got a lot of Kenyans and Tanzanians, and I've never had an issue with any of those guys. Okay? Never had an issue with the Fijians. Bola Vanaka Vakalevo, down in Cebu. Very nice people. But you know, I've had drunk some kava with them. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's the first thing you gotta understand is we're talking about something that we don't even really know what expats are. Because I mean, and then you got a lot of these guys that are supposedly expats aren't expats. They don't live here. They visit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks a year. And then they sit up on YouTube and troll keyboard warriors, but they don't live here. They come here for vacation. This is their vacation spot. But they sit around and troll on, you know, these people talk about living in the Philippines, and they don't even live here and have never lived here. And coming for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month does not make you understand what it is to live in the Philippines. If you haven't been here at least 2 years, you need to sit down and shut up. I'm serious. It takes about 2 years to even understand what the hell is going on and to get past the honeymoon phase of chasing women, which is what most of these guys come from. Now the other question, why can't expats get along? You know, I'll be honest with you, I think the main reason they can't get along is they don't want to get along. Okay? You know what, I told people for 2 years, my door's open. And you know what, if you've got a real problem, if you're that offended, and you're that hurt, that you got to troll for years, forget the trolling. Sit down with me. You know what? Come, let's reason it out. Let's talk things out. I had an open door policy. Anybody that wanted to meet with me, then I would meet with them. I had even, in at least 2 cases, went out of my way to make sure that I could meet with them because they had issues. At least in 2 cases. And I mean, one case, I traveled to another island just to meet with them because I felt that was important. So at the end of the day, they don't get along because they don't want to get along. If they said, you know what, we want to get along. You know what, we want resolution. We don't want drama. We don't want confrontation, which is the word they like to use. We want to get along. If they did that, there would be a lot less problems. But see, because there are certain individuals out there that don't want to get along, that's where we're at. You know what? As I said, for 2 years, I had an open door policy. You know what? Anybody and everybody that wanted to talk to me, they could, if I was in the area, make it happen. You know what? There were times I even reached out to guys that I knew had issues with me and said, hey, let's sit down, let's talk this out. But you know what? Let's take some time and let's figure out this and let's find some sort of middle ground, common ground. They weren't interested in that. You know what? They wanted drama. They want confrontation. To quote an early video of Dave, says that drama's the only thing left. People are tired of budget videos and there's nothing left. There's no more travel videos to do. Drama's all we got. It was one of his early videos. Early podcast things. Live streams is what they're called. So, you know what? That's true. I mean, that's all they, especially some of those guys, if they don't hate PV, what do they have? I mean, really, they built their entire brand on I hate beer. And that's, so if they stop hating me, and they actually got along with me, and actually, you know, there wasn't this animosity towards each other, and people were friendly to each other, they'd have nothing else to talk about. I mean, you know, they have to hate me in order to continue their brand. And that's their business model, is they hate me. If everything were to work out their differences and get along, which is not going to happen, by the way. Not at this point. Too much damage has been done. You know, some people say, well, you know, all this can just go away. No, there's damage that these guys have done to people that I care about. They can't go away. It's not going to go away. They've caused real pain in people that I care about that can't just go away. They seeked out to hurt people. That was their goal. This quote-unquote alliance BS, it was about hurting people. It was about wounding people. It was about injuring people permanently. These guys operate in a Jezebel spirit. They are demonic people. There's no way around that. They seek out to hurt people. I want to be very, very clear on this. Their goal was to cause major, permanent damage to people's psyche. That was what their goal was. That's what the goal was. And unfortunately, there's a few people around me. It's not me, by the way, but a few people around me back in the States that have been severely hurt by their actions. One of them is probably has permanent damage because of the things that they've done. At least one, maybe two. But, so, can it go away? No, it can't.